A visibly confused Donald Trump's brain glitched very, very, very badly, where Trump read off of his teleprompter, which he supposedly doesn't use. Remember, Obama was bad for using a teleprompter. Trump read off of his teleprompter that Republicans eat their young. Now, what was actually on the teleprompter is that Republicans eat their own. The context was the speakership and Republicans going after each other and so on and so forth. Here is Trump visibly confused and saying Republicans eat their young, which is, with all of their supposed pro-life, anti-abortion views, it's a strange thing to put on his prompter.
But remember, Republicans eat their young. They really do. They eat their young. Terrible statement, but it's true.
It's a terrible thing to say, but it is true that they are out there eating babies. I thought it was Hillary who ate the babies or something along those lines. Anyway, this is part of this broader deranged rant in which Trump bemoans that there are some Republicans like William Barr and Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan who are conspiring to hurt Trump and nobody's loyal and so on and so forth. Take a listen to this.
That are losing by 57 to 70 points are getting together with Rhino Paul Ryan, Mitt the loser Romney, Bill no guts or no talent Barr, and some broken political investors that will soon come to me, as most others already have. These failed candidates should have started by campaigning effectively,
right,
which they didn't because they really don't have the skill or the talent to do so. Romney, who today couldn't get elected dog catcher in the great state of Utah,
like a dog,
should have beaten an absolutely failed first-term Obama. Should have beaten him very easily. If he and Rhino Paul fought as hard against Obama as they do against President Donald J. Trump,
right,
they would never have lost. They would have beaten Obama. But remember, Republicans eat their young. They really do. They eat their young. Terrible statement, but it's true. And that's the problem with so many in our party. They just don't have the loyalty and the strength to stick together. They go after people who are on their side rather than the radical left Democrats that are destroying our country. These people are losers, and the Republican nation must stop following their failed ideas and policies.
Yeah. So Republicans, as far as I knew, were not eating their young, but there does seem to be a schism growing within the Republican Party. I did not cover the speaker's race today because it's still not totally clear what it is that is going to happen necessarily. But it seems increasingly as though Republicans are not united. And on the bonus show, we are going to talk about how Hakeem Jeffries, Democratic congressman, is talking now about what they're calling a bipartisan speakership. What he means, we will discuss. So Trump visibly confused, struggling to read off of the very prompter that he said Obama was bad for using, but correctly assessing there is discontent within the Republican Party. My interest in that discontent is the Republican Party functioning so poorly or not at all as a party that they can't obstruct some of the obviously good things that Democrats want to do, and that they can't impose their own disastrous and contrived will on the American people. We will see where this goes once a speaker is selected. And I can only imagine that as the primary gets going and Trump continues to be beleaguered by these multiple trials and problems, yet still having the majority of the support of the Republican electorate, that it is going to create a schism that is maybe even more notable. As far as the polling goes, this isn't like a big polling update, but I did want to let you know Trump continues to be polling at the absolute top of where he's been this entire primary. Trump polling above 58% in the Republican primary. This means of all the Republican electorate, 58% support Trump, and the other 42% are divided up among all the other candidates. DeSantis is now below 13. That's really not going well. Nikki Haley is in third place. Vivek Ramaswamy in fourth. Nobody else is even above 4. You got Pence, you got Christie, whose campaign seems dead. It's an insane situation that is almost certainly going to lead to Donald Trump as the next Republican nominee. Whether he can continue campaigning in the middle of 4 criminal trials next year certainly remains to be seen. We are constantly seeing data breaches in the news. It never ends. Verizon had a breach this year exposing millions of users' data. T-Mobile had 2 big breaches this year exposing the personal data of 37 million people. It's a disaster. These companies have a record of everything you do online. And after these breaches, almost anyone can access your data. The real solution is don't let the company see what you're doing in the first place. And that's why I use private internet access. Keeps my data hidden from my internet service providers, from hackers, from others. I can use it on all of my devices with one account. Most VPNs log your internet activity. Private internet access is the only VPN to prove multiple times in court that they don't. This makes them unique. Works with all major streaming platforms, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, to access content not normally available in your country. Private internet access is giving my audience a huge 83% discount. You can subscribe for $203 a month and get 4 extra months for free. Go to piavpn.com/Pacman. The link is down below.